You get to get excited when you go for walks. But then for the rest of the day, you just kind of like snuggle up, chill, have a bit of a nap, walk around, play with your toy, chew a chew, nap again. You know? Dog's life are pretty chill. You gotta be excited as fuck as your owner comes home. Alright, let's do this. To the bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player from Team Expert is Scarlett. The opponent to the top left, our blue Zerg player from Storm Gaming is True. Hey Wardy, will the WCS Challenger games be in the next replay pack? Says Aeon Infernum. I do not know currently if I'm allowed to give them out, but no one has said that I can't. So, unless someone specifically tells me that I'm not allowed to, yes, they probably will be. Because they definitely haven't said anything about it just yet, so I guess we will see. Alright, well, we do see the openings from both going to be hatch, gas, pool. Getting ready to rumble right away to a bit of a macro-oriented build order. No cheeses just yet, but I really would be surprised if we went through this entire best of 5 without some sort of ZvZ-based aggression coming through. You know, those early pools, the gas pool, maybe a 12 pool or so. I was actually surprised we got through the entirety of, what was it? We got through the entirety of a laser Serral without a cheese. Or at least without kind of a, like a Ling-focused cheese. Like, we obviously saw some, like, roach attacks, or all-ins. I guess it's not as cheesy. Pretty crazy. Will this match be in the replays? Yes. Pretty much, like I say, like I'm hoping that we're going to be allowed to release the WCS replays. If not, we already do have some Scarlett and True games in the replay packs if you guys are interested for that as well. You just got to subscribers. What's after this match? After True vs Scarlett, the winner plays Neeb in the best of 5 finals. And then we'll just be like, fuck it, let's just do a 24-hour stream. No. Then we'll probably go to bed. Then I'm going to go to bed because I have to get ready to cast tomorrow. Although I'm going to be casting in the evening, but I'd kind of like to wake up and start doing some YouTube work tomorrow. And maybe actually get to play a game or two and just chill out for a couple of hours without doing anything. Because I've been non-stop for like 3 days at the moment. So, yeah, that's my current plan. Get some sleep after the next couple of series. 2 best of 5s to go here tonight. Let's have some fun with them as we're going to be seeing Link Speed coming up at the moment. Bane Nest already dropping down, and the third hatch is a little bit faster here from Scarlett. So Bane Nest and the third hatch is faster than the Bane Nest and third hatch of True. There's a couple of drones down. I'm just trying to think why exactly Scarlett is so much faster. See another couple of drones from True just taking a real work lead. Actually, Scarlett making a whole bunch of lings at the moment. True needs to be careful. He doesn't have any units, and he's just been droning. He might be okay though. Scarlett actually morphing in Banes defensively, so I'm not just going to run across the map and get overly aggressive immediately. True still has to make some lings though, and we'll take a worker lead. So I mean that worker lead can go a long way. Sup Sully76, thank you so much for the cheer 80 in the chat. Thank you very much. So we're going to see those lings jumping onto this third hatchery. So some damage onto the third hatch. These lings doing some damage here, and some lings actually from True coming to try and fight against it. The skirmish does begin. Queen is coming in to help out for True gears. Remember, he's got that worker lead, so if he can hold on to this, it's a nice little something for him. Not a huge worker lead, not a huge difference in the resources, but it's still something. It's slight edges that add up over the course of a game that really can give you the victory in the ZvZ. Anyway, sorry, I missed Dig Dug Diggy, who actually cheered 40 in the chat about 10 minutes ago. Maybe a little bit longer with the stream delay. Thank you very much for the cheer 40 as well, mate. Sorry that I missed it at the time. Didn't quite notice it on my dashboard either. Sorry. Apologies. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Fast Rotron from Scarlett, but it's just going to be accompanied by a by an Evo Chamber. It's not going to be too crazy. What is crazy is that True's just going to all-in off Ling Bane, so he's not going to keep on droning, and he is now just sitting on 31 workers and looking to win with this push forwards in the next few moments. Looking to cancel some Banes right away, but there is, well, Bane's Scarlett to defend, and the first Baneling connection is very good, and she has so many Banelings. I kind of struggle to believe that true. Oh my god, Scarlett! There's missed so many huge Bane connections there. Oh my god, true, what's going on? Bane's running towards a hatchery? This is not how this is meant to be going right now for True, and this is disaster striking. Scarlett is now going to start making up a few roaches, but this is already going so well for her. She's going to see Banes up on either side, but mostly going off for Scarlett very successfully. We've seen this lane going to be going down too, so it's going to be a cleanup here. 10 worker lead for Scarlett coming out of this, and True's aggression just did not work out here at all. Bane's, I think every Bane that went off for Scarlett did huge amounts of damage, and every Bane that went off for True seemed to do nothing. Like running into a hatchery, running into a queen, just didn't really seem to do enough. Or running into like 4 Banes, running into 1 Bane. Like, none of that seemed to go very well for True just there. And Scarlett again now has that +1 missile upgrade on the way. I mean, True's not going to be too far behind in the Roach transition. It's just that income lead that Scarlett had for a little bit definitely is starting to show. And look at how much True lost in that. Pretty much a downward graph, whereas Scarlett barely even had a blip. Pretty crazy startup here. Well, Scarlett's lair is a lot slower than True's, and so she will be missing the Roach speed for a little while, which means she will have to be a little bit more defensive. Very difficult to justify moving out onto the map without that Roach speed, because if you do get caught off guard or in a fight you don't want to take, you cannot back away from it if your opponent has Roach speed and you don't, so you have to be careful about that. But a counterattack ran now. Oh my god, Scarlett might be able to get the 3rd hatchery. I wonder what's more tempting for the drones or the hatch. She's going to go for the hatch. Probably could turn around and fight these drones already though, and then come back onto the hatch in a moment or two. She just gets the hatch and backs away. I mean, that could have been a bunch of drone kills. I guess the issue is if you turn on the drones, they start to run and cause chaos again. Maybe it was True was even trying to bait her to do that so that she would maybe not get the hatch kill. The 3rd hatch going down, and Scarlett just continues to take advantages here already in game number 1 of this best of 5. And more Zerglings currently just getting back home, as Scarlett will be going into a Spire. She's going to throw down the Spire as a bit of a tech switch play for herself here. As a way to kind of set on up another few Banes gathering together towards the natural. Roaches towards the 3rd. And we are going to be seeing a single Zergling from True moving around the south side and going to be jumping in towards the natural, just trying to get some info, but Scarlett denies it. And obviously he wants to deny that info because the Spire would be really nice if it comes in as a bit of a surprise here. So that's what Scarlett's playing for at the moment, the shock Spire, the surprise feature, surprise factor. A little bit of Ling Bing going to run around the top side, and I'm not sure where Scarlett really goes with that, because you're going to end up kind of here, and then I guess you go towards the natural. It's a lot of time for True to be able to see it somewhere though, as True double expanding towards the 3rd and 4th base at this stage. Not a surprise considering the timing of the game, and having lost the 3rd base obviously makes a lot of sense. Bane's just blow up a whole chunk of Zerglings here from True. True trying to get around the map to counterattack and harass himself, but not having any luck with it so far, unfortunately for himself here. Whole chunk of roaches on the way from True right now as Scarlett on 66 drones. Obviously feeling pretty good. 7 meters starting to come in as well. 7 meters. I think there's a lot of mules to start building up right now, as we do have these roaches coming forwards, picking up a Zergling. More of these roaches from Scarlett right now, having a look around to see what's going on. This Queen gonna start keep on poking away at this Overseer, so some damage being done. I mean, Overseer's just scouting around though, and the first meters are on the way up in Scarlett. Well, what does she do with them? Does she reveal them right away? Does she wait for all of them to gather up together? It's gonna be about 12 in total, I believe. Yeah, 12 in total. It's kind of a scary number. You're gonna be able to kill off a couple of Overlords very, very quickly in all of this, and it's gonna be pretty crazy. Fly straight past the first Overlord. The thing is, you can come back and get those Overlords later. You're not going to get access to a free mineral line forever in this game, though. I think what's really scary for True is that Scarlett actually just straight up has enough roaches to take a fight anyways, so I don't even think Scarlett needs to put her meters on top of these roaches like she is doing right now. I feel as though she could have gone and just done eco damage. But I guess the kind of the safer option is to obviously come in here and fight with the Mutalisks just to win this fight convincingly, and then to go across the map and do a lot of damage. She's already run by with Lings in towards this mineral line. I mean, she's already kind of ransacking it. She's doing so much over here. Those roaches are starting to go down. She's just winning fights everywhere on the map basically at this stage. Scarlett is winning the fights on the map, so a lot being done. We're going to see the Roaches and Ravens continue to get picked away at. GG through. Scarlett will close out game number 1 in pretty convincing fashion. Solid play. As we jump on into map number 2. Up a game to the bottom left hand side, our red Zerg player from Team Expert. Let's hear it for Scarlett. To the upper right hand side of the map, our blue Zerg player, it is True from Systorm Gaming. And already great for these guys to have qualified to Leipzig, but now, I mean, this already is kind of a $400 best of 5, because you win this and boom, you're $400 richer and a few WCS points richer as well. Win again against Neve, not easy, but then you're doubling your money from the point you're at this stage, so a lot on the line here still for the WCS Challenger pre-season. And this does lead us into Leipzig in 3 weeks' time. I mean, 3 weeks today it'll be over. This time in 3 weeks it'll be over, but it will only just have been over, so make sure you're watching out for Leipzig. It's going to be a lot of fun. It should be a great event. I think first WCS Circuit event of the year is always very interesting. A lot of players have kind of gone away over the kind of the off-season, which has kind of not been as much of an off-season this year because there's been a lot of qualifiers, etc. But it is still a chance to refresh and reset and, you know, kind of practice up new styles and come in with new mentalities and, you know, just get ready for these big events. So it'll be interesting to see if the top players really get shaken up a lot compared to kind of this year, because actually this year it was the same top 8 players again and again and again. There was like pretty much just 8 or 9 guys who were always in that top 8. And now, I mean, that sounds obvious, but like event after event, it was a lot of repeat players. I think we figured it out as something like 25 out of 32 slots in round of 8 events, in round of 8 of WCS Circuit events in 2017 were taken up by the top 8 WCS Circuit players, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. It's some pretty darn solid consistencies. I'm interested to see if we get some new top players and anyone breaking through and stuff like that. Thanks for all you do, says Coach Ricker as well. No worries, man. Thank you so much for the support. Do appreciate it. So the game ZvZ. I know I've just been following this overall, but what do you want me to look at? I guess a couple of links now we can start to follow around. Links starting to go in towards the upper right hand side. So how many points to the newer mode? That's Morganov. 19. 19 sub points. It's really not that many, but again, we've had so much love on the stream here already in the last few days, and especially today has been crazy. I'm kind of done selling out. I truly am. I'm not going to push for it. I'm not going to be like, come on, we can do it, or anything like that, you know. Just going to let what happens happens. Already beyond ecstatic with how amazing the stream has gone lately, which is awesome. Queen seeing to pick off that Overlord. So Overlord does go down. Baneling Nest coming up from both players in the moment as well. If Neeb played a laser right now, who do I think would win? Kind of hard to say, really. I don't really know. I don't really feel as like I've seen a lot of Neeb lately, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, to really judge that. Especially not in PvZ. So, yeah. Excuse me. Neeb because of lasers really tired. Yeah, that's probably a good answer. I like that answer. I can get behind that. Evolution Chamber on the way here from True is using quite a lot of Ling Bane. Scarlett dives into the main base, and actually the Queen moves away from the edge of the hatchery. Again, fully surrounded here. Does just go down. Even a Bane or two being used up to kind of help defend this, but I think the Lings had it under control, so a little bit of a waste of a Bane line so far. As you see, True just throwing down the lair. A lot more Zerglings on the way from Scarlett. 20 in production. 2 Banes mid-map here will turn and maybe fight against some of those Lings of True. True is currently one who's getting a little bit aggressive, and see if Scarlett's going to go back in a drone. She actually has a lot of gas, and so it looks as though Scarlett's game plan is going to be to go in towards the Roaches and just really push with Roaches and just maybe look to end this. I mean, she doesn't have an Evo chamber, and that immediately is just a real telltale sign that this is going to be a non-macro game. As she adds on the Evo chamber, obviously it becomes a real telltale sign that she wants to play out a bit of a macro-focused game. A lot of Lings right now, though, and True doesn't actually have Balins, and these Lings are causing chaos. They're picking off a Queen. They're actually just overwhelming True. True has a lot of Lings, but they're actually mostly in production at the moment, so that kind of sucks. And there's a lot of Banes here from Scarlett as well. You're already coming in towards this mineral line. Doesn't necessarily need to use those Banes on drones. I mean, 12 workers killed, but imagine she kept the, well, let the Lings deal with the drones and then let the Banes come in for the Zerglings. Maybe could have been a lot more done, although, I guess, take the damage while you can, right? Take the damage while you can, secure yourself that advantage, and then kind of go from there. I mean, it is an advantage. 44 workers to the 30. Back at home, Scarlett's getting roaches out as well, so she's already shutting down these Lings of True, which are trying to counterattack to no real avail at all. Morling is coming in, going to try and get a cancel on the Ravager, but it's a nice transfusion. And it keeps the Ravager alive, which now morphs in. As we dive into the main base a little bit here with Scarlett. Well, she's actually quite far behind the +1 attack, but it doesn't look as though True's got any intentions of actually attacking himself in the next few moments, right? What has he got on the map at the moment here, True? Really nothing at all. 3 roaches, and that is it. It's really not that much, so not many units at all here. As you're going to see 11 drones on the way, trying to saturate bases after a lot of damage taken over the last few moments. And oh man, True even supply blocked on the 66 over 66. Scarlett is having a great game number 2 and looking as though she might just very quickly take a 2-0 lead in this series. +1 missile attack upgrade here from Scarlett. Still just, well, about to finish up. And again, a lot of these units getting set up and joining together. Spire on the way down. Scarlett really loves this Spire follow-up. I mean, to be fair, if it goes on Scout and it goes the same way as last game, she just straight up wins the game like that, right? I mean, she doesn't like slow down her roach production or anything for it. She just uses it as a way to basically kind of checkmate True. You know, it's just like a move he doesn't see coming, or he just doesn't have an answer to. Like, he can move around and make answers to the roach plays, but then suddenly the mutas arrive. It's like, well, okay, you got me pinned, and the mutas just do so much. And well, True right now is actually just purely making roaches, not making a +2 attack upgrade, and that's very obviously indicative that he just wants to try and end the game right now, perhaps realizing he's a little bit behind. As well, True. Those Zerglings still moving around here. Going to see the roaches picking off another Zergling or so as well. And the Spire from Scarlett is about to finish up as well in the main base. Roach of Bars dropping down once again, and doing a little bit of damage to these Overlords already. Bars once more, picking off those that Overlord once more, and we're going to see those Zerglings running forwards. As those Lings run forwards, they just get massacred. Scarlett's kind of again ground army on its own is already looking very powerful. Although that said, True now coming over to the left-hand side. A few more roaches, and they are going to catch a Queen. Scarlett begins to respond, and will want to just get in here with as many units as possible. As the mutas come out, obviously she can use these to kind of help deal with this. And True will now see the mutas, but he doesn't get enough damage done with these roaches for it to matter. So it's actually going to already peel a few more of the units back a little bit to kind of come into position to deal with extra units of True coming in. There's actually units over here as well. Ravager's cancelling a few units coming up. Scarlett with the 4th base. Maybe could have just sent a bit more over here perhaps. She is losing drones, but even if she loses drones, she's actually still 10 workers ahead as we speak. And this is a really messed up position. This Roach is really struggling to get through here, but they make it through eventually. Scarlett will push this back, and I guess as she pushes this back, she can go into kind of attack mode. +2 missiles is going to finish up if she pushes across the map now. It'll be there when she gets across there. And this looks as though it's going to be way too much. Scarlett is, well, looking strong for game number 2. Again, looking to go 2-0 up onto match point in the semi-final. Looking for WCS Challenger Finals to kickstart her 2018. Queen taking some shots. I mean, some spores are building, but even Scarlett's just roach army at this stage. It's just so powerful as well. The mutas are just going to pick away at drones in this mineral line. I mean, if it sees a Queen as well, it's just going to be an easy pick off. Queen gets, well, tries to target down the middle, but the damage meter just pulls away too. Scarlett, the +2 missile tactics, a very easy fight here against these roaches in the center. GG, True types out. Scarlett will take game 2. 2-0 lead in this best of 5, and True is a little bit of aggression coming out from our players. Gas pool hatch from Scarlett, just kind of the macro sort of variant, but a little bit safe way of going it. She is our red Zerg, bottom right hand side of Odyssey. With a 13-12 from True to the upper left, our blue Zerg completely all in with this as he throws down the Baneling Nest, and this is going to be one of those quick and kind of, you know, very simply put games where it's either going to work or it's not. He's either going to do a lot of damage and win this in advance, or he's not going to do a lot of damage. He's going to probably lose out and get knocked out. So True putting it all on the line with this aggression here. So we do see the few Zerglings continue to come on down towards the bottom right hand side. Why is my FPS so terrible? It isn't so terrible, it just feels so terrible. It feels awful for some reason. I'm not too sure. Guys, music will cut out, or game sounds will cut out momentarily. We're back. Well, there's the first 4 Banes, as now Scarlett does see the rest of those Lings coming across. She's already got a Spine Crawler starting up. Drone moves up to the high ground. The next Queens are on the way. She already has Zerglings out too. Obviously, so much of this is just about the defense. She'll want to try and make sure she can hold on towards her natural hatch. I mean, she doesn't want to lose out on that, but at the same time, she sort of can lose out on that if she gets into some trouble. See, as Bane's going to break straight up in towards the main. Second Queen comes forwards and will be trying to, well, should be trying to target down the Banelings here. Second Queen goes down pretty quickly, but now True doesn't have much of a follow-up. I guess extra Zerglings coming across the map. Another Queen on the way, still a Spine Crawler at the front. Scarlett with 14 Zerglings on the way of her own. She's about to have Ling speed, so the Lings are going to be able to gather up, and she might just have enough Lings to kind of fight against True. She also has a Bane Nest, so her own Bane's starting to come down, trying to buy some time by pulling those Lings off of the hatchery by just coming down and attacking, forcing them to kind of chase away for a moment. Scarlett's actually going to have more Banelings here than True is, and sooner. So as she comes down the ramp, as long as she splits the Banes up a little bit, she has to still dodge away from the Zerglings. Well, that's actually, was that 1 Bane for 2? Oh my god, Scarlett takes the better end of that trade, and True he's not breaking through at the moment. He's not really doing enough, as we're going to be seeing the Banes getting very close to so many of those Zerglings and True. Morphing a few more Banes, but really looking as though Scarlett's kind of got this one under control right now. Extra Queen's on the way up, and again, just needs a split, but that wasn't the split she was looking for. That was True finding himself finally a couple of extra Banelings in that kill. More Lings in towards this mineral line. You're going to see 2 Banes again. This hatchery's getting low for Scarlett, I have to say. But now another Queen pops out. Another Queen in the main base too very shortly. The transfuse coming in. I guess kind of has to think about what exactly you spend the transfusion on. True actually does start to make drones behind this, as Scarlett will send a couple of Banes forwards. Spine and the Queens here now obviously going to try and stop these units from coming in as easily as, oh my god, the first Bane hit is huge. 2 Banes from True go off, and now there will be the transfuse just onto this Spine Crawler. As the Queen number rises as well, the defense just gets better and better from Scarlett, right? I mean, definitely doesn't get worse for her. She's going to dive onto the Banes here. She gets one of them cancelled. The other one will be allowed to finish. And now she goes across the map for a bit of a counter, and that's just going to pull True back home in general. And give Scarlett the freedom to drone up herself a little bit. True trying to expand, and that's something Scarlett saw with this Overlord. I love this. She just takes the U-turn out of here, just like, nope, yep, I'm just gonna take the high road out, and or the low road out, and yeah, I'm not actually gonna commit to this as she continues to move forwards. And those Banes are coming in, and she's gonna send a couple of Lings onto 1 Baneling already. It's 1 Bane or 1 or 2 Lings for a Bane. True is actually going to lose an Overlord now as well. I mean, it's 100 minerals, which she doesn't really want to reinvest into at this stage of the game, of course. Oh my god! All of those Lings were so nearly on top of the 1 Baneling there. As that 1 Ling's peeling around, it wants that Baneling killing it, gets it. Nice running around by the Zergling. Scarlett, the Roach run coming up, but you can see where this is headed. She's going to make a whole ton of Roaches, and as she makes a whole ton of Roaches, she is just going to be able to very easily push across the map to, well, basically close this out, I guess, in the near future is kind of the plan. A few more Banes finishing up, Lings Getting ready to go. The queens are going to be here, and we're going to be seeing, oh, again, 2 for 2. Maybe a queen or 2 going down. Actually, Scarlett will start to lose a few queens. Has to be careful of the Banes. I mean, she has roaches on the way, right? And that's the thing here. Eventually here, that True doesn't have coming up. True just does not have roaches at all. And again, Scarlett maybe has to be a little bit careful, having lost the queens, lost the spine. Maybe it's difficult to push across the map now, but... We're seeing these roaches moving out in towards the middle once again. As these roaches move out, we are going to be seeing these few lings going to come on over to the right hand side. Queen on the way up from both, and a few more lings still coming through from True here, as you're going to see that queen fighting against this overlord. Roaches and lings of Scarlett starting to move forwards. And obviously at some point here, Scarlett's getting aggressive, right, with this many roaches. And this is it, starting to march across the map. And again, what is True's answer at the moment? If Scarlett just adds on a few banelings, then the lings alone already kind of just struggle to get surrounds and struggle to be able to fight. There's a lot of lings, and again, it would be maybe okay if these lings could just get a full surround and fight, but they can't with the way that this is set up. Across the map, a lot of ling bane actually just card to help clean up. She actually loses a lot to Baneling right there, but as she pushes in, True's just going to continue looking for the counter attack. So he's just going to go across, but again, Scarlett has a couple of Banes. Not tons of Banes, moves forwards. Oh my god, the first Baneling actually does a lot. The second Baneling does quite a bit too. Maybe these things do clean up what's already here, but extra units are coming out. True is just taking so much damage back at home that it will just be a GG. Scarlett